Well, greetings. It's the weekend, and this is your update. And this is one of my favorite weeks of the year. This is the week leading up to Step Up Day, and that's going to be on Saturday, May 4th. And we're going to have, more instruments than usual. We'll have representatives from manufacturers, all that kind of great stuff going on. Plus, even if this isn't the time for you to step up an instrument, I encourage you to come and look anyway. But come see the progress that we've made from the recovery from our mini disaster in January. We had that pipe burst, and the sales floor is now completely different. The store looks awesome. It's going to be a good time. Come on out and check it out. Over on the Drums West YouTube channel this week, we did a short. Peter was talking about using a bass drum fill for 16th or 32nd notes. Check out that short.
Use a bass drum as either a 16th note fill or as a 32nd note fill. 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. Now if I change that to a 32nd note, the single 16th sounds like this. Anytime you're using a 16th note as a single bass drum kick, you can change that to a 32nd note. Time value doesn't change, it still sits in the nice place there, and kind of a cool idea.
So we often talk about upgrading your gear, and we'll talk more about that right here in this video. But this is upgrading your technique. So if you haven't seen some of Peter's other stuff, we got lots of free drum lesson stuff up on the Drums West YouTube channel. Check it out right over there. Lots of great stuff. Then this week, also down at CU in Boulder, we got to do a Shires Day. Matt Nishida from the Shires factory came out and talked to the Trumpet studio, and there was lots of great stuff, about an hour-long presentation, and I'm cutting up the pieces of that into shorts. And the one that I'm going to show here today that we released this week was he was talking about bell taper and how that's created. So check out that short.
So when I talk about a bell taper, do you guys know what a mandrel is? Have you heard that? So a mandrel is a large steel shape, it's a large steel cone that's shaped like a bell. And essentially that's how we spin down this bell, is to the mandrel. So the mandrel is what gives the bell its shape. And each mandrel that we have has a different rate of taper. And by rate of taper, I mean from back here basically to how fast it gets wider to this throat area and then flares out into the bell. So there's different bell diameters, but there's also different bell mandrels that, so if you hear like a Model A, it's like a 37, Model B is like a 43, so they get larger by larger we mean a quicker rate of taper.
Lots of great stuff there. There's going to be lots more videos coming out from that session because it was just jam-packed full of great info. So thank you, Matt and the Shires team. Looking forward to releasing some more of that stuff. Then this week over on The View from the Road, I called it, Uncoiling the Spring. And talking with the director, it came up from a conversation about how, his mind is at least a month or two or three ahead. And everything now is just kind of, it's potential energy and kinetic energy is about to be released. But the other thing I started talking about too, this is kind of bid season when schools are spending budget and whatnot. And we had an incident, I say incident, that's overstating the case, where we got beat on a bid by not that much, but it's going to end up costing the school more money. Check out the short, the clip from that video that talks about that, and you'll see what I mean. For example, I saw another director who had gotten an instrument, not from us, on a bid, and it came in unplayable. And now that instrument's going to go through my shop, and I went back and looked at the bid award from that year, and we got beat on it by $22. Getting it into playable shape, which we would have done, is going to be at least 30, that's shop minimum, and there's probably a couple other things that need to be done. So in essence, the school lost money by going low dollar and instead of looking at the value in the total package. And so our shop has actually estimated that instrument now, and it's going to be closer to $150 to get it into playable shape. So unfortunate situation, but that to me is where the difference between value and price. And in this case, the price was right, but the value wasn't, which leads me into Step Up Day coming up. This is an essay that I wrote a while ago talking about how my dad took me to get my first trumpet, 30 years ago. And so picture of Timothy there, me showing him how to play trumpet. But this is the kind of thing that we're talking about with, yes, step-up instruments can be expensive, but the value over time is immeasurable. I've had that same trumpet now for well over 30 years, and it's paid for itself many, many, many times over just through the sheer joy of having it and being able to play it. So Step Up Day is Saturday. If you have even a notion of coming and checking out Step Up Instruments, please do that. We would be happy to see you and to see what the right fit is for you. That is your weekend update. As always, thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe. Shoot me a message if you have questions about Step Up Day, and we will catch up with you next time.
If you enjoyed the weekend update, do me a favor and follow us on social media, subscribe to our YouTube channels, or visit our websites. This is Drew with Boomer Music Company and thepodcastingstore.com. Thanks for listening.